Let's Talk Mental Health podcast is sponsored by Torrance House Interiors East Kilbride. Concept by you, designed and managed by us. Bespoke luxury kitchens, bathrooms and room interiors. Contact us at info@torrancehouseinteriors.com or phone 07400 600 556.
Good evening, you wonderful people. How are we? Welcome to Let's Talk Mental Health podcast. I'm just still doing some sharing because I'm a bit slow. James will probably tell you that. I'm not very quick at all of this sort of tech stuff. So I'm just going to share it to a couple of groups so they can have a look and have a watch. If you're there, give me a big hello. Give me a say hello. Tell me what you're up to, what you've been up to. Hang on a sec. I'm just doing these other groups. Okay. And I think I'm just about done. So who's on board tonight? I can't see any messages yet because I am still doing this, but I will be with you. All right. I'm there. All right. Let's have a look at the comments. Let's have a look. Comments. Ah, there we go. I've got them now. Okay. Who we got? Pamela, how are we, darling? How are you? Nice to see you. Tino, how you doing? Pamela, okay, everyone. Who else is on board tonight? Anyone else? So it's Monday night. It's, like I say, it's the Let's Talk Mental Health podcast, and this is me. I'm Sean, the mental health runner, and Eileen Downey. That sounds like a familiar name. Doing accounts. Good girl. That's what I like to hear. Yeah, good evening, Pamela. So, what are we doing tonight? It's Monday night, isn't it? So Monday night, it's the mental health runner here. Obviously, my other name is Sean, my sis. Evening, Elaine, how you doing? So, talking about tonight, I want to know tonight a little bit about you guys and girls out there, all right? So, got a few questions at the start of the podcast tonight to fire at you. What I'd like to know is, one of the first questions I want to know, how does anxiety affect your daily living? So how does anxiety affect you? What does it stop you doing? How does it make you feel? All of those things. The other thing, and it's pretty much the same sort of question, but what worries you? Because what worries you and your anxiety go hand in hand. But don't worry about if you think it's silly, because if it worries you, it worries you. And like I always say to people, it's not about how big the problem is or what that. It's about talking about it. We can talk it over, we can discuss it. And if we throw in things to each other, it can really help each other. So if we go down the route of let's talk and be open about our problems, it will really help. All right. So they're the things I'm throwing at you to start with. Stops me doing my accounts. Mine is managed a bit better now due to medication, thankfully. Yeah, that's good. That's the sort of thing I want to see, because they're the things that will help. Oh, excuse me. I hate this, and you guys will know I do this all the time. So the thing you put there, Pamela, is really good, because that is another thing. Because if it's helping you manage your anxieties, that's a great thing. That's again, like I say with people, it's a win-win. You're winning because you know that them things are helping you. Also, what have you been up to? That's the other thing I want to know. I still have a few wobbles. Wobbles are fine. Wobbles are absolutely fine. Wobbles are normal. Wobbles are like being on a roller coaster. Life's a roller coaster. And there is a song about that, but I'm not singing it to you. But we have to try and think about, some days are down, some days are up, some days are flat. It's like a roller coaster. So don't ever think to yourself that, oh God, today's a shit day and I'm struggling. That's fine. You can. It really can. You know, when you actually look at some of these things in life, what we go through, it can be really challenging. It can be really difficult, but we do come through it, and we mustn't let the bad times rule our lives. So we need to look at it from the point of view of, the positives. And again, I've talked about this probably before on here. Journaling is a really good way of doing that. Journaling on what you perceive as a bad day. If you journal it, you will find that it's never as bad as you think it is. We live in them mindsets because it's an easy place to go. Oh, good. Sorry about this. All right, Pamela, day off today, but building myself up for a healthy walk with James Downey and co. this Thursday. Now, that is what I like to hear. That is a really good thing to hear. I'd like to do a walk with James Downey, but I'm a bit of a long way away. And with the current situation, it's a bit difficult. But in the future, that will happen. All right, so I will pop up and I will come up there. Michelle, can't let a bad day keep you down. No, like what you're saying. And Elaine, what she put, start taking vitamin D liquid supplements. So feel energized ever since. No, that's good. I think that's something that people don't actually realize, especially coming into the time of year we're coming into now. Vitamin D is a real big thing because we do lack vitamin D because obviously the sunlight is what gives us vitamin D. So I would say that, it's something that most people become deficient in. Taking a supplement, especially one from the supermarket or whatever, it's never going to be thing. But you can have a test for vitamin D as well. So I'd recommend to anybody, go and ask to have it done. Do you know what I mean? It's worth doing. Michelle, oh, excuse me. Adam, where are you? Pamela said to Brooke Longmore today, I'm going to start writing. Yeah, that is such a good thing. And I know Brooke believes in that as well. I learned that quite a few years ago, and it really does help because it's just them bits where you think the day's, without being rude, shit, and it's really not. It's really actually quite good. So it's more of a case of, picking up on the good points and actually not dwelling on the bad stuff, because that's what we tend to do. But worries are another thing, because the world we're living in at the moment, worry is quite high for lots of different people about different things. And worries can work on different ways. They can make you angry, they can make you sad, they can make you, oh shit, I'm sorry about this. I don't know, it can make you lots of things. But hi Adam, how you doing, buddy? Nice to see you. Worries can do lots of things to you because it can build anxiety, and then you can get anxiety from worrying. The current situation, the current rules don't particularly help anybody who suffers with any anxieties because it just feeds the anxiety. So that's why I want to ask people tonight what anxieties they feel they have and how it affects them. But it's okay to talk about it, and that's the most important bit, because it makes it more open. And believe it or not, it does help your anxieties if you talk around, because anxiety is normal, totally normal. Everyone has them. It's just some people have them worse than others and get them over what people would class as strange things, but they're not, because if it's anxiety to you, it's an anxiety. And I think that's the thing that people don't truly understand. It's like an anxiety about crossing the road. Might seem weird to anybody who crosses the road every day, but if you've had something happen to you and whatever, and then that's made you anxious, that's fine. I'm fine, mate. How are you? Thank you, tired Sean. Yawn, laugh out loud. Do it all the time. My mum tells me off for yawning down the phone to her. Yeah, look, I'm probably making you yawn, Pamela. The other thing is tonight, I forgot to tell you all, but I've got a special guest star tonight who's going to join me in a minute. And he's sitting right next to me. All right. So Finn, can you come up here? Can you come and say good evening to all of these lovely people, please? Because look, this is my rescue dog, Finn. And Finn is a bit of a star, isn't you, Finn? Hey, you're a bit of a star, aren't you, darling? Yeah. So Finn, he's a really, really, really friendly dog. All right. And if I was to be honest, he helps me through tough days. Because how can you not love that face, eh? How can you not love that face? So He's my special guest for this evening. All right. So he might answer some of your questions with a woof. So, we'll see how we go. All right. Okay. But I'll let him go back to sleep because I think he's a bit knackered. He's a bit like his dad. Tweed Mackay, speaking to a group of people or teaching a lesson or fear of being judged within performance, even speaking to other people don't really know about stuff, sending into a bad spiral. Okay. That is a totally understandable anxiety. Totally. Speaking to people you don't know or teaching something, you always question your own ability. Doesn't matter how good you are at it or whatever. Self-doubt is normal, yeah? But what you have to look at is the reason them group of people are there listening to you is because you have the knowledge, yeah? You have the knowledge. You do fear being judged. I have that. That's human. That's a human trait for a lot of people. But you are doing something and people want to listen to it. People aren't judging you because the only person judging you is you. That's totally normal. Yeah. We judge ourselves all the time. Everything we do, we judge ourselves. But like me today, right? If I talk you through today, I went today and I done kettlebell class today with a lady. She's not an instructor, but she asked me if I'd go and do it with her. Now, I was nervous as hell going there. But she was as nervous as hell as well. Because she's never taught anyone. She's never helped anyone to do it. She doesn't really understand what she's doing, but she knew better than I did. But she even said to me halfway through, I'm nervous about doing this. And I went, well, don't be nervous. I said, but I don't know anything. So whatever you tell me is good because and that's why you have to look at coaching. Coaching is all about you are the brains in the room. And, coming from a golf coaching background, I've taught golf lessons to hundreds and hundreds, probably thousands of people. And even now, I would still, to this day, question myself when I stand up in front of a group of people talking about it. Even though I know what I know and I know it's right, you question it because you think, are other people questioning it? No, they're not. Majority of people who are there listening to you don't know anything. So you are the leader in the field, yeah? But it doesn't stop you worrying. The only way to get over that is I bet when you're doing it, you actually look at it and you actually turn around and think, when you're actually doing it, then worries aren't there. I bet their worries come in before and after. Because I bet when you're doing what you do your best, then worries ain't there. But when you're actually sitting down before and sitting down afterwards, they're the things that resonate. I have that when I do sometimes with the running coaching with the kids. I come back and I'm teaching kids, yeah? And I come back and I think, well, did I do that good enough? Was that right? And then did the parents think I did it okay? None of the parents are actually thinking that. They're all thinking, looking at me going, thanks for doing that, mate. It's really good of you. And, what you're doing it voluntary. You're helping me. But them anxieties in my head are there. They resonate in me, even though I know they're not true. And I know they're not true. Doesn't mean it doesn't drive me down sometimes. And that's where sometimes we need that reality of the positive stuff. Because it can be so important. All right, what else we got here? Hang on while I'm talking. I just messaged the page, mate, the formal invitation to do a podcast together. Yep. Good stuff, Adam. Like that. Pamela, I'm doing a live podcast on here at the end of the month. So I'll be anxious then, but I know once I start talking, I'll be fine. Plus, be relaxed with James and Brooke. Pamela, they will keep you relaxed, trust me. And once you start talking, honestly, it's just like a normal conversation. It will do you the world of good. And talking openly is a real good thing to do. And doing a podcast like this, because they're live, it's pretty and it's real. Things will just come out and they will flow. But the most important thing is James and Brooke will keep you relaxed. Okay. And that's the most important bit because that's the thing, So, when you look at it, the thought of doing these always makes you anxious. I mean, even me, I mean, I do bloody loads of these. Doesn't mean it doesn't get me sometimes. And sometimes I think, shit, I can't do this tonight. I don't feel I've got anything to say. But once you start talking, then things do flow and they do just happen. So lives are good. Lives are good. They can really help you. And if you're in the right groups like these, the positivity, you're feeding your positivity to other people, but also your story can help somebody else. And that's the most important thing. From Dorna, best links golf course going. Before and after, but a lot of the time in the middle, I just panic. I can't control it. I get the good old disco leg. Yeah, and look, because obviously I know what you're saying with that, but what you're doing, you're coaching. So I think when I listen to me sometimes, and I mean, I never ever listen to my lives back. I don't, because I don't like hearing my own voice. And that's normal again. A lot of people will tell you that. People don't like watching their own videos back. They don't like looking at their own photos. When you're doing a chat and you're doing your bit of coaching, you don't like looking at yourself. So them anxieties and the panic are there. But does that panic actually stop you doing what you're doing? You know, that's the way you have to look at it. Do you ride the storm and go through it, or do you just stop? I'm guessing you don't. I'm guessing you carry on. And that tells me a lot about who you are, because all you're doing is challenging yourself with your thoughts. Absolutely normal. Absolutely normal. So ride the storm, ride with what you do. And, you know, if you sat down with them people afterwards and then people would say thank you for what you've done. They're there for a reason and they'll enjoy what you do. But the only person challenging that is you. And that is totally, like I say, that is totally normal. Our worst critics are ourselves. So that's where, you know, I mean, I'm talking from my personal thing, yeah, because I'm no bloody expert. I am just a mental health runner. That's all I am. I go on lived experience. I go on what people tell me, what I chat with people, understanding how thoughts work and how understanding anxieties work and how restrictive they can be in your life. But I would say all of them things make you who you are. So, you know, you obviously can step out of your comfort zone and do what you do, but the anxiety is always there. Yeah. And I don't think you can probably ever get away from that, because, you know, it's no different to me. When I played golf all them years ago, and I was young, when I was really young, did I worry? Probably a little bit, but did I actually realise what I was worried about? No, I probably didn't. So when I stood on the first tee in some of the tournaments I played as a kid, was my worry as high as what it was when I turned pro and then I did the things? No, they weren't. But it's a different sort of thing. It's because you're growing up and you understand the pitfalls. And I think when you're really, really young, you obviously don't understand how things can go wrong sometimes and things. So you just go with the flow. And as I got older, I started to think, oh shit, I could hit it left into the water here, or I could do this. And when I was really young, I think I had them things, but I just went for it and just carried on. And I think that's where you change as a person. I'm only using golf as a term here. I'm not actually using it. I'm just trying to talk about it as life. And, you know, it's like when you're in the right frame of mind, you don't see the trees on the right, the trees on the left. You just see the big fairway down the middle. But when you're struggling, them trees seem to get closer to the fairway, and then you can't find the fairway because the trees are all covering your thing. Then there's more water in front of you, and then the green becomes smaller. They're all terminologies for using on life, and how we think is sometimes how it becomes clouded. And it's a good way of just looking at it, because, you know, fear is good. Fear is good in lots of ways, because it makes us who we are. If we didn't have fear, if we didn't have anxieties, life would be pretty damn boring, to be honest. It's just sometimes it goes a little bit too far and then makes life really difficult. So it's balance. Yeah. So balance is the real key. And I think, that's the reason I talk about these things, because I think it is important. It's important to know that, you're not the only person who has those thoughts. You're not the only person that has those struggles, because when we live in those moments, we think we are the only people who think like that. And trust me, you're not. Loads and loads and loads and loads of people think like that. I go from what I get sent messages and chats I have with other people, and obviously other interaction I have with people. I get a lot of that. I get a lot of people telling me those things. And it's normal. I have those feelings. Like I say, go with it. You can work with it, and you're obviously doing a good job with it. So keep doing it. Right. So what have I been up to today? Like I said earlier, did kettlebells earlier. Did a 1.4 mile run before, and then I did a kettlebell session. Well, I've never really done kettlebells before, but I did 100 squats. Then I did 100 kettlebell swings. I did 50 deadlifts, and then I did 50 upward rows. Oh man, my ass tonight is killing me. Absolutely killing me. And not for that reason, but for doing those bloody squats. But do I feel good for doing it? Yes, I do. I feel proud of myself for doing it, because it was difficult. It was difficult, but I got through it. And the other good thing about it was the lady I'd done it with, never met before. Senior photos, love kettlebells. I must say I do love kettlebells, but lifting them, no, I don't. It was, again, it's like trying something new. It's good. And I think that's the thing I'm trying to say to people. It's like tomorrow. Got an easy day. I say an easy day. I think Eric, the old boy I'm walking with tomorrow, will probably end up walking about bloody 10K. So it won't be an easy day. But I'm going for a walk with an old mate of mine. He's an old boy. He's had a bypass. Known him for years. Top guy. Used to run, but now he wants to walk. And tomorrow will be a long while. I think he wants it. I think it's about 10K. We're doing. Oh, excuse me, tomorrow. So the dog will be knackered tomorrow night as well. So he'll be sleeping more than he is today. But what else am I doing? I've got yoga this week as well. I'm doing yoga, I think, on Thursday. I've got a run planned again on Friday. Wednesday, I think I might be doing a run as well. I'm doing some Pilates. And I've got a HIIT workout at some point. So I'm doing loads of different things. It's really good. And I've got another, oh God, what is it? Some other physio thing I'm doing. I think that's got to wait till after lockdown now, possibly. But, all of these things, it's really good. It's really good. And I think what I'm doing is promoting what is good about all of these different activities, trying loads of different activities, and it's accessible for anybody. Pamela, laugh out loud, cheeks, that will crack. Well, I don't know about that. At 46, I might crack something, but I don't know about walnuts. That is how it is. But, I think, going forward, I'm loving what I'm doing at the minute. It's really enjoyable. I'm getting to meet lots of new people, and meeting lots of new people is always good as well, because I was saying to James earlier, I spoke to James earlier, and I was just saying to him, it's been really good because I've met lots of new people, and you have lots to talk about with new people. It's really good. And you hear lots of their stories. And again, excuse me, that's brilliant, because these people out there, they've all got stories, and they really know a little bit about me, because mine's obviously on their outline. But when they actually meet me, it's amazing what they tell you about their lives, and it's really interesting, and about the things they do. And I think that's good for a lot of us, because I think when we look at stuff that we do, we actually think, well, my life's boring and nobody wants to know anything about it. But when you meet somebody new, all those things come about really good. You actually got something new to talk about. Your friends are always your friends, but I think it just means you've got a wider sort of frame of friends, and it just widens your circles. And I think it just makes you live a bit better, because you've got new things to aim for. And that, it's like learning that new skill today, kettlebells. It sounds stupid, but it was good, really good. Never done it. So what did I have to lose? Nothing at all. So I just went with it. But look, I am getting close to the end tonight, because as you can tell, I'm knackered as always. I am going to be on my page tomorrow night doing another live. I've got another live tomorrow night, 9 o'clock on my page. So if you're about, join me, have a look. I'll let you know how I get on when we walk, and then I'll have some more questions to pop at you lot. But any questions you want to ask me, you can always pop across. Obviously, if you can, share this post for James and Let's Talk Mental Health podcast. Any questions you have, any comments, all right, pop them across to him. He's always there at the end of his message thing, so you can always ask him anything. If you're interested in doing lives with him, obviously give him a shout. I'm sure he'd, be interested to have a chat with you guys going forward and bits and pieces. But the most important thing is all of you keep talking, all right? Because keep talking, keep sharing your stories, keep commenting. I'll continue to keep doing this on Monday nights for James and Brooke on their page here to obviously help lift the stigma around mental health, but also to allow people to open up to me and ask me questions. And also, just if you want to hear me waffle on and talk about whatever you want me to talk about, I'm happy to do it. Absolutely happy to do it. So, that's the most important thing. So keep safe, look after yourself, and like I say to everybody, believe in you, because that is the most important bit. All right. So love to you all, and I'll see you all next Monday. All right. Bye-bye.
Let's Talk Mental Health podcast is sponsored by Torrance House Interiors, East Kilbride. Concept by you, designed and managed by us. Bespoke luxury kitchens, bathrooms and room interiors. Contact us at info@torrancehouseinteriors.com or phone 07400 600 556.